All right. Hi, everyone. So I want to talk to you about the leg and the lower leg and just ways to help support it, especially if you're doing a lot of workouts or you're starting to train more or you've been training for a while and things are now beginning to get sore. And then also, there's a lot of people who just work long days where you're on your feet a lot or on cement for long stretches of time, and it can really affect the lower leg. And so, what I mean by that is from the knee down to the ankle and even down into the foot just a little bit. And so, if we look at a model of the leg, you have the tibia and the fibula, and then it comes down into actually the foot bones and then down to the foot. And so in your leg or in this lower part of the leg, you have over a half a dozen muscles on the sides and the front of the leg that most of them attach up top here. And then the muscle belly comes all the way down towards the lower part of these long bones. And then when the muscle ends, they're long tendons down into the foot and towards the toes. So you have these really long tendons that come from the ankle down into the foot and towards the toes. And these tendons can easily get irritated from stress and wear and tear and repetition. And that's what starts to become a problem. And so just stretching the muscle doesn't always hit that, or just taking time off doesn't always affect that the way that you want it to, especially over time. And so we want to talk about how do we work with that, because you got these, like we say, we have these long muscles that come down, then the tendons that come over here. And then there's a thing called a retinaculum, which is a bigger tendon that kind of sits over top of the muscles and the tendons, and it holds them tight towards the foot so that if the muscle contracts, it doesn't extend out at an odd angle. So all of that needs to be taken care of, because with wear and tear, a tendon can get gritty, it can get rough. Where the tendon should move, you can start to get scar tissue to build up, and you get kind of like bumps on it is essentially what happens. And so a way to help this lower leg, one of the best things you can do is find something like a wooden spoon or a wooden spatula. This is what I found is my best go-to or my most helpful thing. Some people will try some of those machines where they're percussive, like massage therapy gun type machines. And those can be really helpful for muscles and for exercise, and there's a lot of positives to them. For something like this with tendon, it doesn't seem to help as well. So you can do that, but this is also different. So do this in addition, or do this for this part of your body. And so when you get down into the leg, what you want to do is take your wooden spoon or your wooden spatula, and you're stripping the muscle. So you're just putting pressure on the muscle, and you're stripping down, or you're rubbing. And when you find an area that's gritty or that's sore, you sit on that and you work it, because you're breaking up scar tissue in that muscle or in the tendon. And so you can start at the top of the leg, work your way down the side of the leg. And then once you get down into the ankle, the foot, now you really start to, this is where most people are going to feel it. Right above the ankle down into the foot is where most people are going to be really sore. And you can really just work that area, just kind of working back and forth, stripping those ligaments, stripping those tendons is what you're working on. And then you do it on the outside of your or the inside of your leg, and then you're going to move to the outside and you do it the outside of your leg. Make sure you're stripping the muscles on the outside here, coming down, stripping the muscles on the outside here, coming down into the foot and the ankle, and then again, really stripping. This is where you're usually going to feel it the most. Get on the front and the top around the ankle, strip the retinaculum and all the tendons around here. You really like that. Just a few minutes a day of doing that routinely, and this foot is going to start to move a lot better, and the ankle is just going to feel free. You're going to get circulation in there. It starts to break up the scar tissue, and this ankle begins to move freely. So it works really, really, really well. If you have questions on that, let me know. There's things you want to add to it, whether it be stretching or strengthening. So you start to strip it that way, and then start to do toe raises where you raise and hold for a half second. That combination does a lot of good for your ankle and your lower leg, just to strengthen it and allow for more athleticism with sports or training, or also just be able to work longer days and harder surfaces without the soreness. So give it a shot. If you have questions, reach out and let me know. All right. Thank you.